So when I grow up, coach, what are you gonna be when you grow up? It's called work because it's not supposed to be fun, and or you're lucky to even have a job in this economy, and other such meant to comfort but really does the opposite responses. Hi, my name is Michelle Ward and I'm speaking on behalf of whoever it was that sent you this video. The person who is sending this to you is doing so because they did something really scary. They probably said something to you along the lines of, well, this is what I'm doing now, but this is what I want to be when I grow up. Or they might have said something like, I just can't stand to work here anymore. I'm going crazy and I'm thinking of leaving sooner rather than later. I can't even wait for something else to come through. And you probably said something along the lines of, nobody likes their job. There's a reason they call it work and not play. You just have to suck it up and do it. It's part of being an adult. You might have said something along the lines of, the economy is so terrible. You should just really be lucky that you have a job. And if you leave it now, that would be extremely irresponsible of you. And good luck finding another one. You see, it's really scary to become a bit vulnerable and tell somebody about your dreams slash passionate career slash thing that lights you up inside, or plans that might not be at the surface yet. And when we get a reaction like that, and now I'm saying we because I've been there before and I work with people through this, when we get that reaction, it stops us in our tracks. It makes us think that we can't do it. It makes us think that we just must be terrible grown-ups, that we're irresponsible, that there's something wrong with us. Why can't we just suck it up like everyone else? But you see, we're different. We're believers, and we're optimistic. And we feel like, even if we don't know yet what we want to do, even if we don't know yet what our passionate career is, we are intent to find it and make it happen for ourselves, even if it means being unstable, leaving these jobs, finding our own path, volunteering in Thailand for 6 months, which I had a dear friend do from corporate America, not knowing what the step after that would be, but knowing that was the next piece for her. We're dreamers and believers and doers too. And really, let's admit it, there's no such thing as stability anymore. We all have been the person or know the person, unfortunately, who have lost their job after years of working for the same company, sometimes for no discernible reason, sometimes after a great review, just because times are tight and they needed to make a cut and that person didn't make it. And so now we're in a era where it's easier to strike out on our own or totally change paths and start anew, start fresh. There's nothing that's stable anymore, nothing safe. So why not embrace that risk, whether it's being an entrepreneur, going with your own idea, or just totally shifting careers, even if it's to work for someone else. There are new, exciting, different, inexpensive ways to go about making this change. And there are ways to do it that can make it more safe and more secure. And people are figuring out how to do that, building things up on the side. And we're the hustlers. And we deserve it because we're working so hard for it, either to find out what it is, or once we found out what it is, to make it actually happen. And while I know that your response came from a place of wanting to help, of wanting to allow that person to see that answer, to have them not take for granted what they have in their life, and to not screw something up, and then maybe they're quitting their jobs without anything else lined up and they're out on the street. I know it's coming from a place of good and a place of concern, but it's also coming from a place of not believing that they could do it. And usually that comes from just your own belief that, well, this is your path in life, so this is what everyone else has to do. And I'm not saying this to be confrontational, but I am saying it because there are people who believe in this, and there are people who have done it. Here are just a sampling of a few. A singer-songwriter and creativity coach, a Lego artist, yes, really, an interior designer who works with clients in person and virtually, wedding dance choreographers, pizza fire trucks, yes, really, again, and me, a creative career coach who left my job in March of 2010 in a terrible economy, knowing I was setting down my own path, paving my own way to make my dreams a reality. And here I am, 14 months later, a self-proclaimed woman of the world, not only not the worse for wear, but thriving, with a 4-month waiting list, a literary agent, and the same big salary for my first year of self-employment that I made in my corporate America job. So just because it's beyond your realm, just because it's not in line with your beliefs and traditions, doesn't mean that someone else shares that belief and shares those traditions and isn't willing to take that risk. So next time someone tells you what they really want to do, what really excites them, what they're working towards, and it might be something creative, it might be something artistic, it might be something that grown-ups don't do, please keep that opinion to yourself. Offer your support, offer your congratulations. You could say, I would never think, I could never do that. Respect that person for their honesty, their vulnerability, and their bravery. And one day, you might be as crazy as the rest of us and find yourself a believer too. So when I grow up, coach, what are you gonna be when you grow up? That was amazeballs.